aqui. Nei. Sorry, jeg er ikke helt vant til dette her. Vet ikke om du hører meg. No, it's not salamanders, it's Sons of Medusa. So, can see if I can find you a pick of a finished one. Still figuring out the whole green thing though. Practicing volumes and things like that. I have no idea. Yeah, it's absolute awesome color scheme. Extremely vibrant. Thank you. Not quite used to the whole painting in front of the camera either. Is having to hold in a very weird position. No, you did nothing wrong. I have no idea why you got kicked. It says one message was deleted by moderator. Stream element says timed out something. 5 messages. I'm so sorry, I have no idea. It's stream elements doing something. And I'm a complete noob at this. This is like my second stream or something. So if you get kicked, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure. I'm going to look into it. Get more acquainted with the bot after this. If you have any tips listening. Have you been using stream elements before? Yeah, nice chatting with him. As I said, I'm completely new to this streaming thing, so actually chatting with people is also quite new for me. So it's nice having somebody to talk to, and getting familiar with this. So thank you. can't see any settings regarding the timer thingy. The timers, you have no timers set up. So what is actually happening? Messages. Kom igen då. Chat settings, ska vi se. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't see where the settings are, because I haven't activated anything in Stream Elements that says. You're supposed to be able to write several things, and that's time. The spam timer should be more. Should be detecting that. Can I? Okay. Maybe they shouldn't be able to keep them short. I don't know. That's not supposed to be right. No, that's not right. Is there a new reason to? I'm so sorry, I have absolutely no idea. I will have to read up on it and see why that happens, because that is really annoying and that's not how it's supposed to be. So I'm really sorry. I don't sure I can do anything about that right now. So we'll just have to make do. It's a medium, but okay, I can try that. Set it down to minimum, or second easiest, minimum. Let's hope that does something. Are these ones allowed to hope? Well, I have turned it down, so let's hope you don't get kicked out again. Both, actually. I don't have the best or the most time to actually play the game. I do whenever I have. I have another mate who is also into this, and we play a match every now when we can, but as parents, time isn't a luxury we have a lot of, so I would love to play more, but I mainly collect and paint. That's what takes the most of the time. So I started back in like mid-90s, so it's the collection is growing quite substantially. With varying degrees of paint jobs, of course. It's only recently now that I tried to make the transition from speed paints to actually trying to paint well and paint quality over quantity. But yes, I do occasionally play games with them, and this is for an army. So I have some other characters and some vehicles and stuff. I also have some interesting projects coming up. I have 2 of these. That's going to be properly painted. Oh, cool. Are you going for any specific army? Okay. Have you any particular army that you have taken an interest in, or contemplating having a favorite? I have like, what is it now? 4 or 5 different armies. I have a bunch of Eldars. I have a whole Necron army. I also have a bunch of Tyranids. And I recently bought some Tau. And it never really ends. It is really, like they say, it's heroin. You absolutely should. It's really meditative and really nice hobby to be just chilling out, putting on some nice music and just painting and just chilling. It's very zen, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I just painted my first Blood Bowl team. Also, that is the first orcs I painted. I have this guy I'm painting, I think maybe next. This is from Blood Bowl. But yeah, orcs are real cool. My friend that also plays, he plays orcs and has got lots of them, and they're absolutely really fun. Especially if you like the more comedic aspect of it, as they are like the comic relief characters. I think I'm gonna call the green. Finished for now. Let's do some helmets. Shall we see? Oh yeah, Mechanicus. I'm not too familiar because Mechanicus is somewhat of a newer race, but yeah, they also look pretty cool. I'm not too familiar with the rule set and how they are to play, but you should definitely check out some pictures and get some inspiration and stuff. And if you really like them, it's a good point to start. Get a few paints, get a couple of brushes, and just play around. All of a sudden you'll be doing it sitting there having done it for 20 years. Okay, I have absolutely no idea why they get kicked out again. That is really, really annoying. Yeah, but it's still somewhat stupid. I don't mind typos or anything like that. I'm used to bad English. I'm not that much better myself, so I think, yeah. Don't worry about it. You'll get the interpretation. I mean, what's it called? The yeah, a lot of the names and stuff. You'll get it. They also change it for us who have been in the game for a long time. Especially the Eldars used, or Eldari or whatever they are called now. We generally just call them Eldar, but they have rebranded it to Eldari or some stupid thing like that. I have no idea how to really pronounce that either, so... Do you have some kind of a local gaming store near you? So that you can go, because most of the gaming stores, the Warhammer Games Workshop or whatever they call themselves these days, you can you stop by the store and actually try. They have paints, they have miniatures. You can just stop by and try to actually paint something, and the staff there will help you out and teach you what you need to know. And yeah, you should absolutely go there if you haven't, and set off a couple of hours to just stay there and just try the painting and stuff. In general, let you have like some cheap miniature for free and just try to paint, and they'll show you some of the basic stuff. And I can definitely recommend it. From my experience, they all have excellent customer service in those stores. They are absolutely great. I've never heard anyone had a bad experience from coming in there. They're all really friendly and love to just get new players, teach you, talk about the game, show you how to paint, show you the ropes, and you can see all the box arts and just see some. They generally have a lot of painted miniatures in stores, so you can actually see them physically instead of just on the internet, which is also nice. So that's, if you get the chance to, definitely do that. Yeah, the lore-wise, it's absolutely batshit insane. It's just so massive in terms of scope, the whole universe and lore and all that. So, if you get, some people are more interested in just that bit. If you are that, there's like insane amount of books and stuff like that, and they're, as far as I hear, are really great, really interesting stories, really cool shit going down. well written, stuff like that. So if you're into that kind, there's also that Black Library stuff, which is absolutely amazing. I'm moving out of the picture here, I see. Yeah, watching a tutorial if you're absolute from scratch. If you're that level of beginner, then watching a tutorial isn't going to give you so much. I definitely recommend dropping by the store, because they can also give you like a small test game where they just take 5 miniatures, pit them against another 5 miniatures, and they show you like the absolute basic, and then you get kind of hang of it, see how it goes back and forth, and then from there you'll immediately start understanding more of what is going on, because the rules get very complex eventually. There's even me and my friend here who don't play it that often because of kids and shit, we barely remember the rules, and every time we play a game they've changed a lot of the rules, so it's kind of confusing. But start with absolute basics and you'll be fine. Go down to the store, they'll have them show you the ropes, throw a few dice, paint the models, just check it out. That's the absolute best advice for the start getting into the hobby, because the people making those tutorial movies on how to play, those are the expect that you have some knowledge about the game or the system or universe as from before. So if you're completely new to that type of stuff, then it's better to try it. My first time was with friends, so I learned from my friends, and then eventually we went to the stores and it went from there. So if you know somebody, that's also a very good place to start. It's much easier in person, yes. Så ska vi se. Yeah, when you start, you don't start with a Warlord Titan. That's like Warlord Titans are for very experienced players, so that's not that's not where you would start. But if you're into like starting an army with low model count, but with just lots of guns and stuff, you have like the Imperial Knights and stuff. That's like basically an army of Titans, more or less. But yeah, I generally prefer the more army style, having cool army, couple of tanks and dreadnoughts, and some characters. Or maybe in the terms of Tyranids, just having a bunch of aliens, having bugs, having a full swarm of bugs, like proper Starship Trooper style. That is I find that way cooler. But Titans are awesome, don't get me wrong, but yeah, they are retardedly expensive. But that's not where you start. You start with a small 10-man army or pack of dudes, and maybe a character. You'll probably set you back $40 to $50. Grab some paint and brushes, maybe another $20. So yeah, getting the hobby is not that expensive, but you're not starting with Titans. It can be expensive if you go overboard. There, you can get like buy a whole 2,000 point army on day one. That's gonna be expensive. But like me, I buy just a little bit here and a little bit there, and over time I build up, accumulate an army. So you can take like, if you buy like a few something every month, a little bit every month, then it's not that expensive. But yes, it as most hobbies it can be. You can get off cheaper, but remember that's because mostly the first time you need a couple of brushes, you need a few paints, but once you have those, you have like a baseline, so the rest of the stuff won't be that expensive. I can show you my first miniature. It looks like ass too. That is perfectly normal, and it's called practice and you get better. I've been doing this for many years. You see the top painters of the world have been doing it for many years. If you see their first miniature, it also looks like absolute ass. So yeah, that's perfectly normal, and you practice and you get better, and you'll get better pretty fast from the shit level you get. And what they call tabletop standard, the ones that is defined as like having a miniature like 50 centimeters from your face. From that distance it'll look okay, or on the tabletop when you're like a meter away from it. That standard is like what you aim for at the beginning, and that gets pretty fast. Once you're doing things like me here, going beyond that and going more for Instagram posts and things like that, trying to push the skill level even further, then that takes years of practice, like most other things. Yeah, I know Squidmar. I have his brushes. I bought a Kickstarter brush set from him. Love his videos. But again, he too is like absolute veteran when it comes to painting. So don't ever don't compare yourself to those people just yet, especially not as a beginner, because he has been doing it for a long time. But it's absolutely great to have good inspiration, and he is like definitely good inspiration, something to like aim for. But 1 second, I will see if I can find something here. This is my first mini that I ever painted, and it looks like absolute ass. Yeah, I get the primer went all bubbly, and yeah, it looks like crap. Really, the camera doesn't do justice. If I had a better camera, you would see how bad it actually is. But if you compare these two in terms of paint job, then there's a massive difference already, and these aren't even the best paint job I've done. So everybody has to start somewhere, and everybody's suck at it at the beginning. Again, it takes years of practice. You will eventually get there if you just keep painting. Like, I probably have my cabinet behind me with all the painted minis. I have like hundreds of miniatures that I painted over time, trying different methods and techniques, and eventually you just get better and better at it, and all of a sudden the paint job isn't that bad anymore. There's a lot of simple techniques you can use that are easy to learn, that makes a good result, which is especially like dry brushing, where you just brush kind of the paint onto your miniature. You just do a simple base coat, then you take a brush and take some paint and wipe it off the cloth, and like just brush it onto the miniature, and then you have like highlights, easy highlights there, and then you can just pick out some details after that. So there's a lot of really good simple techniques to begin with that'll go make it look a lot better very fast. And to be fair, when I started back in the mid-90s, the paints we were working with were not nearly as good as this. So yours will, first of all, would definitely be looking way better than that Fire Dragon of mine there. Because the paint we were using there, their whole recipe for the paint was shit, absolute shit compared to what we have today. Yeah, mine neither. That's the poor excuse, because that doesn't make a difference. You have had coloring books, haven't you, when you were a kid? And even though if you actually took up a coloring book today, you would paint you would actually manage to color in a lot better than you would back in the day. And the same is for this. This is actually a 3D coloring. So if you imagine it's just a simple coloring book, anyone can do that, even you. You'd be surprised how well you would manage. Like so. Now that has to dry. Also, one of the new things you have now that you didn't earlier back in the day is contrast paint, which is like almost like painting with the water paints. It's like really thin and really easy, especially for entry level people, and it's really good. You just paint on and it's like automatic color and shade and just over a white primer. I think it's on audiobooks, the Black Library. Yeah, I think you can get everything as audiobooks and just physical books and everything. I can see if I can copy the links. Copy. But you order it online, I think. I think you can. Yeah, I think you maybe you can get some at the stores. You can ask around if you pop by the stores one day. You can ask them if it's something they do in store. Some stores might actually do that. But I think ordering online is the way to go. Yeah, there's a lot to dive into, but there are certain ones that are best entry level stories that are good places to start. If you Google it or roll around a little bit, just Google like best Black Library book to or Warhammer book to begin with, and you get some of the stories, and some are easier to start with and easier entry into the universe and things like that, and not everything all at once, because that some of the stories are like many books and they aren't even finished yet, so it's while others are shorter, simple, one book, one story, finished, and not too complicated. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. It's especially if you like reading, it's really good. And the whole universe is really deep, interesting lore, lots of characters. It's kind of like Tolkien's universe for fantasy. This is like for the grim sci-fi things. Haven't tried yet. Let me see. No, I think that's the point, because some of the books are specifically designed or written so that for people who don't necessarily have that knowledge of the game and the universe itself. So it introduces you very efficiently to those things, to the world and to the characters and things like that. But I don't remember what they are. Some of them are called. But you can easily find out if you just Google around a little bit. Just best Warhammer book to start with. Yeah, it's not a bad place to start. You want to get more into this universe, because again, the universe is like super rich, so you can like dive as deep as you absolutely want. If you really enjoy it, you can just go even deeper and like still have a great time reading or getting into the other parts of the whole game and things like that. So absolutely recommend it. Well, I personally love it, as you can tell. So gonna start thinking about ending the stream in a little while now. In a little bit, it's getting a bit tired. Yes, it is Norwegian. Where are you from? Ah, guten Tag. I'm not gonna try too much German because I quite suck at it, but I did take German in school, so I have been there a few times. It's a nice place. I really love Germany. It's one of those places where I could actually consider living if I was to move to another country or something. Seems the everything really seems to lifestyle and everything seems to suit me and my way of being. So I love Germany. Yeah, almost. It can be nice. Norway is retardedly expensive though, but depends on what you're looking for, really. We have apparently good nature and stuff like that, if that is one thing one is interested in, but yeah, there's some. I'm not too known where good places to go or tips on Sweden, as I'm not that familiar, but if you're ever coming to Norway, I recommend going somewhere more of the northern parts of Norway, because Oslo is not that interesting really. That's just a lesser version of the cities you have in Germany, basically, and just lesser versions and more expensive. So if you want to get the most out of a trip to Norway, I definitely recommend going more northern. Yeah, you'll get past the cheap or the poor student part eventually. So that's just a phase we all go through. Yeah. I've been to Kiel a few times because of the color line ferry thingy. But apart from there, I went to, of all places, Westersträde. We were visiting Swisslog's pneumatic tube system factory. We went into... took a day where we went into the city. One of the cities. And that was a cool trip. Some of the people who went with rented one of the Porsches, and just driving on the autobahn, and that was just really cool. It was my first time. I'm also a car enthusiast, so Germany, cool cars, autobahn, you know. Yeah. Westphalia. I'm not too familiar with the German map, so I never heard of that place before, the Westphalia. That's new to me. But I'm pretty sure it's great. I think. Oh. Whoops. I think my camera has just died and I ran out of battery, saying it's time to end the stream. So, guess this is goodbye. Thank you for the nice chat, and thank you for the experience. It has been interesting. It's been great learning curve for me as well, so thank you very much for joining me. I guess I'll have to just end the stream now. I was on mute. You can't hear me now, can't you? Yeah, my camera just ran out of battery, so I'm gonna take that as a sign as it's time to end. Oh, okay. Yeah, my camera died. Yeah, it's out of battery. I don't have power cable for it yet, so so I guess this is it. So I was just saying thank you so much for dropping by. It was nice chatting with you. It was a great experience for me. So thank you. And have a good night. Bye. Yeah, me too. Bye.